Welcome back to the NetUtils Tech Roundup. Today I'm joined by our technical consultant David Home, and we're going to have a little chat about cyber war and active defence. So statistics show that hackers are becoming increasingly more aggressive, motivated, advanced and successful in their ability to attack your web assets. So a recent blog post by Sean Henry of CrowdStrike, and Sean Henry was with the FBI for 24 years, most recently as Executive Assistant Director, states that the threat to our networks is increasing at an unprecedented rate. The hostile environment we operate in has rendered traditional security strategies obsolete. So with this in mind, we'll be taking a look today at Juniper's Mykonos web security, which allows you to be more active in your response to and prevention of attacks. So with this in mind, David, can you start by illustrating for us what typically happens when your website is under attack where you have a traditional firewall? So you haven't got Mykonos, it's just a traditional firewall in place. Okay,
thank you, Vanessa. Let's start by considering the normal user first of all, so we get an understanding of the diagram and the drawing here. So here's our normal user. He or she is accessing their bank or building society through the cloud, coming down, forget about the Mykonos system at the moment, coming down through IPS and IDS system, which uses known signatures to look for inappropriate behavior, onto the web server, and then the web server serves up the pages, which in turn get the information from the databases at the back end here. So that's the normal course of action for normal transactions, good behavior, let's put it that way. So, as I said before, IPS and IDS is typically installed in most commercial operating systems. And so you're asking the question, why not just use IPS? Why do we need Mykonos? The landscape has changed slightly insofar as IPS and IDS work on a basis of known signatures, i.e. these are known signatures for attacks that have already happened to some organisation somewhere at some point. And the log files have been traced through and they've worked out what's going on, and so that the providers of IPS and IDS systems can then build to their signatures looking for those normal patterns.
Yeah,
okay. Today we're going to be a little bit more smarter in the way that we work, and we've got to be able to trap those attacks as and when they're happening, and not just trap them but also control them.
So this is something that these traditional IPS, IDS solutions aren't doing?
No, not doing, because then they're only looking in a reactive mode, whereas we need to be offensive, to the point that we're defensive. And the way that landscape changes is by use of Mykonos. So what Mykonos does is, as the person is normally calling the pages, the requests go through the Mykonos system, through the IPS, up to the web server. The web server collects the pages, delivers them back to the person. Now, the first thing that an attacker does is it generally go through a recon phase of looking at the information that's coming back. They would then go into typical recon actions would include test and see, change what's coming back and what's going forward. And once they've changed that, they can then go into brute force, spidering or fuzzing, where they're modifying the values quickly with scripts. So this guy then becomes this guy, who's then become an attacker. And without Mykonos, those attacks will go straight through to the web server. But because you've got Mykonos involved in the process, Mykonos has already put what they call tar traps. And tar traps essentially are extra things that hacker or attacker may have to change or want to change to see what happens. And in doing so, they immediately notify themselves within the Mykonos system. And once they've done that, the Mykonos system is then in complete control of those sessions and takes all the information it knows about that client, whether these attacks are coming from in terms of multiple sources of the attacks, and builds up a complete profile of this person. Whilst at the same time denying that person access anywhere near to the back end of the server.
So it's holding them there,
holding
in
them
this
there,
reconnaissance phase.
in like sort of what they call it, a sort of a sandbox environment.
Right, okay, yes, yeah.
A sandbox environment where they believe they're getting back to the
Yes.
back end, but they're not.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And any other normal user is normally going through and using the system. This has a couple of benefits insofar as that it makes the availability of the system for normal users still 100%,
Yeah.
99% up. Because anything that these hackers are doing or trying to do to the system, or believe they're trying to do to the system, is absolutely having zero effect on them.
So this guy's transacting as normal, online, whatever, yeah.
I mean, the hacker's goal is either to be destructive, acquire information, or steal data. And any of those three objectives, Mykonos is stopping at this point here.
Okay, all right, that's great. So what kind of organisations really benefit from having this Mykonos web security in place?
Well, basically any company that has its online business deals with customer data, transaction, credit cards, information, anything which would effectively bring their reputation or their brand into disrepute by the fact that one of these guys has managed to get in, steal the data.
All right, that's great. Thank you for giving us that overview of Mykonos. Hope you enjoyed that little snapshot. If you would like any more information about Juniper or Mykonos or any of the products that Utils sell, then please do get in touch with us by visiting our website. Thank you.